Here's Luka. He puts a series of moves onto Cam Johnson, who hits the deck. Then, this was just nasty. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't believe Luka did this in a Game 7. Sheesh. Did y'all know that Luka Doncic had 27 points at the half, which actually equaled the entire Phoenix Suns' points at the half? In addition, at one point in the game, the Dallas Mavericks were up by 46 points. Luka Doncic literally broke the Phoenix Suns' house and stole the souls of Chris Paul and Devin Booker while the two of them were having breakfast. I mean, this game was so bad for Phoenix that even Jalen Brunson himself outscored both CP3 and Booker combined. And just like that, we have a 3-4 matchup in the Western Conference Finals, a showdown between the Golden State Warriors and the Dallas Mavericks. Today, I'm going to break down the series and give my take on how it'll go and which team I believe is going to advance to the 2022 NBA Finals. First off, we got to go over the matchups. An argument could be made about who the best player on the floor is. Most analysis would say that at this point in time, Luka is the best player. But hey, I think that's a little disrespectful because there's also a two-time MVP that's going to be out there. If we're talking about one-on-one matchups, yeah, sure, Luka probably is the best on the floor, but basketball is a 5-on-5 game. When you take the ball out of Luka's hands, he's not really dangerous anymore, but you can't say the same thing about Steph Curry. In my books, I'm just going to say that Steph and Luka cancel each other out. Anyway, next off, let's go over the other players. Jalen Brunson or Jordan Poole. Man, as good as Jalen Brunson has been for the Mavericks so far this postseason, there's no way that he'd win this matchup. I mean, for the past few months, on a consistent basis, Poole's been performing like the 2015 MVP version of Steph Curry. In fact, in several games so far this playoffs, I'd even go as far to say Poole's been the most impactful Warrior on the floor. This matchup between the two guards would have to go to Golden State. Next off is Spencer Dinwiddie or Klay Thompson. Dinwiddie is a great player and made the Mavericks exponentially better, but you'd have to be a madman to pick him over Klay Thompson. Klay's the man who scored 37 points in a quarter, the man who holds the record for most threes in a game, he's the other half of the Splash Brothers equation, and he just ended the season for the Grizzlies. This one needs no further explanation. This goes to the Warriors. And then you got Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green against Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock. This is a comparison between the 2014 number 1 pick plus the 2017 Defensive Player of the Year against two decent 3-and-D type players. No disrespect to Finney-Smith and Bullock, but you gotta go with the Warriors on this one. And then as you go down and down within each roster, the argument for the Warriors just gets stronger and stronger. The Warriors on paper are a much deeper and superior team. Next off, let's look at how the teams performed against each other in the regular season. The Mavericks bested the Warriors 3-1 in their regular season matchups, but these games weren't representative at all about how they'd fare with each other in the playoffs. I mean, in Game 1, the Warriors lost, but they were without Klay, and at the time, Jordan Poole hadn't become the player that he is today. Also, the Mavericks were without Dinwiddie at the time. In Game 2, the Warriors blew out the Mavericks 130-92 without Draymond Green, but at that time, Porzingis was still playing. Then in Game 3, the Warriors had a huge lead going into the fourth without Klay and Draymond, but they blew the lead in the fourth quarter and the Mavericks ended up winning that one. Then in Game 4, the Warriors were without Draymond and lost by 9. In each game, the Warriors were never at full strength, so you can't really gauge how they'd fare in the playoffs based on these 4 regular season games. I mean, interestingly enough, both the Nuggets and the Grizzlies beat the Warriors in the regular season 3-1 as well, but look at them now. They're on the outside, looking in. Anyway, next off, let's take a look at the styles. The Warriors are playing team basketball, they're playing small ball, and they're playing a brand of basketball that won them 3 championships. You never know which player or players are going to go for 30 that day, whether it's Steph, Klay, or Poole, or a combination of the 3. So as a result, it's hard to game plan for.
In Game 5, here's Curry getting it back with space, connects! Finds Poole to the basket, layup is good. Looney another board. He's got 20, taps and puts it.
They're leading the NBA playoffs in points per game and assists per game, and out of all the remaining teams, they're leading in rebounds per game as well. The Mavericks, on the other hand, are playing somewhat of a similar game that LeBron did pre-Miami, and also like how Houston did when they were led by James Harden. You know exactly whose hands the ball is going to be in for a majority of the game, and you know that as long as you can stop that one guy, you have a good chance of winning the ball game. Honestly, it's an exciting and fun style of basketball that I love to watch. The style helps them win games, but it just seems like there's a ceiling to playing that brand of basketball. I mean, so far in the playoffs, out of all 16 teams that qualified, the Mavericks are the second worst team when it comes to assists, and they're also the second worst rebounding team. Just by looking at the analytics, you'd have to go with the Warriors that in terms of styles, they have the advantage. Now in terms of game plan, the Mavericks will probably try and do exactly what they did against Chris Paul and the Suns.
Cam Johnson working him down low. Doncic with the bump in the speed. Another two. Back to Mavericks. Wow. Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks are...
Luka is going to attack Steph all day and play one-on-one. If a double team comes, he's going to kick it out to the shooters. Otherwise, he's going to take out his bag of tricks. He's going to try and tire Steph out so that Steph won't be as effective on the offensive end of the floor. On the other end of the court, the Warriors will probably do exactly what they did against the Denver Nuggets. They're going to attack Doncic in as many pick and rolls as possible, make him run all over the court, and get him tired out so he won't be as efficient when he does shoot the ball. If the Warriors could just slow him down like how they did Jokic, then that'd be the series. Sure, the Mavericks have Brunson and Dinwiddie, but for the most part, they're completely led by the greatness of Luka. In saying that though, I believe this is honestly a good matchup for the Warriors, and I doubt that the Mavericks are going to pose much of a threat. Because look, the truth is Dallas really doesn't have any elite perimeter defenders, so the Warriors are going to be getting all the open looks they want. If the Warriors hit all the shots they should be hitting, Luka is going to be taking a good look in the mirror when the offseason arrives. On the other hand, a defense which is anchored by the 2017 Defensive Player of the Year is going to make life tough for the Mavericks. I feel like they're going to be forced to take tough shots, and while Luka can certainly hit those tough step-back threes and go ballistic for one game, it's a best-of-7 series. The style that Golden State plays, their depth, and their championship pedigree is going to be too much for what this Mavericks team can currently handle, and what I'm talking about is going to be on full display really soon. I predict that the Warriors are going to win games 1 and 2, the Mavericks will win game 3 back at home, but then the Warriors will steal game 4, and then they'll close out the series in game 5 at Chase Center. Then after that, it's on to the NBA Finals. This is my analysis and predictions of how the series is going to pan out. What are yours? Let me know in the comments section below. Anyway, I am going to pivot here really quickly. Did you know that some teams in the NBA could have achieved greatness like the Warriors, but for one reason or another, they started fighting with each other, and as a result, what could have been never materialized? Yeah, I'm serious, and you can watch this video right here. It's a pretty heated and intense video, and trust me when I say, I'm sure you'll love it. Anyway, just click the video, guys, and like always, I'll see you on the other side.